I did. I watched a 90s rom-com last night, actually, with Reese Witherspoon and Mark Ruffalo.
Oh, Mark Ruffalo.
Yeah, and he was really, really young in it.
Okay, because 13 going on 30, he's like a dream.
Yeah, this was before that.
Everyone in the Avengers, I have a crush on.
I'm not going to say who's on my list yet.
What? What are you talking about? Celebrity crushes?
Yeah.
Are you talking about crushes? You ever had a crush?
Crush. I've had a lot of crushes.
I have a new crush every day.
So this is a crush/ASMR episode.
Crush. We'll just crush things.
Yeah. Every crush is a crinkle first.
We'll just
get that bag of popcorn and just crinkle.
Every crush a crinkle.
Ross,
I can't do it.
Take it away.
For the intro. Hey. Boy, oh boy. I sure do have different crushes every day. It's like it never stops with these crushes.
Does.
Honestly, same.
Guys. Honestly, same.
Ooh, honestly, same.
Honestly, same.
Honestly, same.
Honestly,
Honestly,
same.
same.
Honestly,
Honestly,
same. Honestly, same.
Honestly, same.
Honestly, same.
Honestly, same.
Hi, everybody. Welcome to the show.
Hello.
Welcome to Honestly Same. My name is Ross.
My name is Leah.
Oh, we got it that time.
Yeah, but you pointed to me and she said, I'm Brittany.
Well, the one time you said, I'm Leah.
Yeah, I don't know who's talking when at this
I
point.
need you guys to say your name so I know who I am. I have to go last.
So you have to, yeah, we've established.
Ross always goes first, I feel like, because he's the one that gets into his podcast voice and says,
Yeah,
welcome, and then he introduces himself.
We've been doing this we're well into season 2 at this
Yeah.
point. Anybody can take the podcast voice at any point in time.
Yeah, that's the first time you've said that. First time I'm hearing of it.
News to me.
When'd you tell her?
So did you know about this?
Try it right now. Go. Podcast
No.
voice.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen.
I like how you said no, then did it. No. Welcome.
I don't know if that's my first response is just immediately I won't be doing it, and then
It
something
is.
takes over.
It is. Anytime on the show we've been like, oh, we're all having fun doing accents. Brittany. No.
I have a problem with authority. Even if I'm not mad you're asking me, I need to come to it on my own terms. And I
Okay,
did immediately after I said no.
You did. You said, actually, yes. I want to do that. Leah, podcast voice, go.
Welcome to Honestly Same, where we're going to tell you about life and maybe sell you a new car.
You want peanuts in the engine? We got one.
Maybe an old car that has peanuts in the engine.
And a free
we can do
cat.
that.
Yeah.
Oh, and a free cat. A free cat that
cat.
works.
A free cat.
It's a working cat.
It's a working class cat.
Yes, absolutely.
No one's going to understand any of
No.
this.
No, not at all. What's that? Inside jokes on a podcast? How dare we?
Well,
We
you
could
can always
share.
ask us to explain
I
it.
could share. So the other day, there were peanuts in the engine of my car because I throw peanuts out onto my driveway to attract crows.
She throws peanuts at people walking by her house.
Yeah, she's
I don't even
that
have a
lady.
sidewalk,
She's the
but-
crow lady. The crows just show up because they're happy there's no other people because she's scared them all away.
Throwing
Like, yo, this
peanuts
one
at
house,
them.
this lady throws peanuts at passerbys, and then all the
Yeah.
peanuts are just free game on the
To be an 8-year-old kid that has to hype up another 8-year-old kid, go up to the door. And Leah comes out chucking peanuts. Get out of here!
Get off my lawn!
Whoa, I don't want to talk to her. She kind of looks like my own little Haley Williams.
God, that's another inside joke I'll have to explain apparently. But yes, there were peanuts in my engine, and I'm trying to find a home for a kitty. So if you need an engine that's filled with peanuts inside of a car that's actually really nice, or a kitty that's also really nice.
Or if you have a cat looking for a job.
Yeah.
If your cat doesn't have a job,
Yeah. Look,
hit Leah up. I'm going to
contact
hit
Leah.
Leah up.
Yeah, because, there's mice putting peanuts into my engine. So if you have a cat that can help me
Guys, help.
Is that
What's this
sentence?
episode about?
This just the whole there's mice putting peanuts in my engine. So if you have a cat ready for a job,
I will hire him on the spot. No background check.
we did mention Haley Williams, and boy, I sure do have a crush on her.
No, I do.
We did the intro, but
Yeah, you
that's
can't
like
have a crush on
it's-
yourself.
that's like a re-intro. That was like a reintroduction.
About crushes. You don't have to explain it to me.
Yeah, thanks
Did
for
you-
mansplaining.
Did you not listen to
Yeah.
our toxic masculinity episode?
Almost as if we just recorded it.
What? You can listen to that anytime in the archives. Honestly, same.
Yep.
Spotify and Apple and YouTube. Go find it.
Rate and like and subscribe.
Great. All right. Well, we're done.
Okay.
Send us money.
Oh yeah, don't forget to send me money.
Send us money. Leah needs a peanut-free car.
It is almost my birthday in a month.
It is.
From,
Remember,
I think today. From today.
Oh, what is it? You want Mike Flanagan's A Nightmare on Elm Street for your birthday.
For my birthday.
So.
And everything else in that episode I wanted for my birthday.
All right. Well, what if we let's gather and collect ourselves here. We're talking about all these inside jokes. We're talking about all these past episodes. What if we made a new episode right now?
That's a good idea.
For the people who clicked on this one, tapped on this one, wanting to
Imagine
know
starting
about
with
our
this
crushes.
episode. And they're like,
Yeah.
what the hell
Oh,
is
if they started
going
with this one,
on?
they'd be like, oh, they just talk about
Oh, it's one of
nothing.
those podcasts.
If
Yeah.
I started on this episode, that would be my reaction because I've done that with podcasts before.
Yep.
Yeah, but the difference is we are funny.
That's true.
That is the difference.
That's
That's
because
very
we
true.
understand our jokes, but no one else is going
Everyone's
to.
like 15, 15, 15, 15.
Well, if you've skipped to this point, we will be starting by each of us listing our top 5 celebrity crushes of the day because they change on a not even a daily basis. It's probably more like hourly, if not more than that.
Yeah,
So.
on a scroll basis, on a newsfeed
Yeah, truly.
basis. I'm
We
like,
came
wait,
up with
her?
5. Brittany has 8
I do have 8.
because she didn't listen to the rules.
There are
I heard 'em.
There's she heard them and she chose to actively ignore them.
Alright.
I've always followed the rules on this podcast. I never have extra things on the list that we make 5 of. So ever. Not even
No,
once.
never ever.
Well, speaking of following rules, usually the rule is the person in the middle leads things off.
Oh, it feels
which
so
means-
final that I have to make this list and like say it out loud. We've done this before. We
We have.
literally have listed celebrity crushes on I think our Q&A episode. Wasn't that the one?
Probably, yeah.
I think that was it. And I decided to make hopefully a completely different list so that if somebody sees either of these and they see this and they're like, I must have her.
So you've covered your bases. Like someone might hear a different episode and be like, I must have her, but then you've got another like a backup.
Yes.
That's good.
I also think when you do it, give like a little synopsis of like, this was when my crush arose.
So for
risen.
the first couple, it'll kind of be self-explanatory. So because my first one on my list is 90s Winona Ryder. She's on my shirt right now.
We like that.
Such a
We
cutie
love that.
butt.
And current. I mean, she's aged
beautiful.
very
Yeah.
well.
My stepmom looks
Like-
just like her, like black hair, bangs, and she like dresses like her. It's.
Does she want to hang out?
Do you really want to deal with my dad?
I was gonna say no wonder.
Yeah, that's fair.
All right, and then to follow, I also have 90s Johnny Depp because
valid.
especially them together, like just like it was a dream. You
Yeah,
know?
when they were a couple.
I still have that dream a lot. You know,
Nice.
And once a week.
once a week we're all together. And then also 90s and now Skeet Ulrich. I feel like
Yeah.
because like I just like am in this place in my brain where I'm like watching movies and like falling in love with everyone.
I was very confused for a second. You said 90s or now Skeet Ulrich. I thought you said 90s Wanowski Ulrich. And I was like,
That's his full name.
who's Wanowski Ulrich? Like,
Yeah, we have a special connection. I know his
That's his pet name. My little
I was gonna
Manowski.
say his birth certificate name.
my little Wanowski.
Mike Wazowski.
I have a crush on Mike Wazowski.
Ulrich.
Wazowski.
Mike Wazowski.
Now we are
Ulrich.
just. Wow, this is off the rails. Good thing we started with this episode.
I
we're good.
know.
Guys, stop.
Oh my gosh.
Stop hitting the forward 15 button. We're doing
We're
it.
getting to it.
All of those were pretty much movies. I feel like obviously like that's kind of where it came from. But like of course I would say like as far as like Winona Ryder and Johnny Depp together, of course Edward Scissorhands because they were in that movie together. That's like such a big one for me. So I feel like in that movie just being like, oh, like I
He
love
has
them
scissors
both.
hands.
He has
It's
scissors
very
for
whimsical
hands.
too. You're like, I want to be there with you.
Yes, exactly. Where all the houses are the same, but they're different colors. It looks like a Monopoly board, sort of. And then my last two were literally just me being like, who's just really hot? And I have David Beckham and Ryan Reynolds.
Fair. A
I'm
fair
writing
list.
how funny David Beckham is. Like, He's a really funny guy.
He also is super hot. He's
Yeah, that's a
also very talented. He's married to Posh Spice, and he's got an accent.
Yeah. Yeah.
Fuck me up, you know.
But he
I've always
doesn't have
loved me some
scissor
David
hands.
Beckham.
He does not have scissor hands.
He's fast with his feet, though.
which is why,
Oh.
you know, I had to put him lower on the list because he's just anatomically correct, which is, you know, a little weird for me.
Yeah. Not a special.
Yeah, but, you know, that's okay.
Incredible.
All right,
Is it
so
me,
are we
or-
going to go clockwise or
Go ahead.
counterclockwise?
Me? Okay.
You still are thinking if you want to change.
You're like, well, my 8 has turned into 30, and my 30 I need to narrow down to 20.
Just to be clear, we're going to completely be like just yelling people
Yeah.
out during this episode. We've already discussed that we will just be like naming people as this goes on.
I
This
also
isn't
want
just
other
a-
people to tell me me personally, us, theirs too. I
Yes,
always want to
tell
know
us
what
your
everyone
celebrity
else's
crushes.
are.
Or if you are a celebrity and you have a crush on us, it's
Yeah.
time to let us know. We've been doing this podcast for a while
Yeah,
now.
better late than never.
Well, Selena, I know we've got our thing going on, of course, and then people are very worried about it. And
Yeah.
Not with
Your
those shoulders.
shoulders.
Guys, you didn't have to both say it at the same time.
You know,
Well, I was-
once he said it, I was like, you know,
Yeah, actually, his shoulders do
He's
suck.
got a little bit of a point.
The shoulders are bad. Well, aside from going on dates with Selena Gomez, I do have some other celebrity crushes.
Okay.
Which, folks, this isn't just a celebrity crush episode. We're gonna dive into like different types of crushes and all this
Yeah.
sort of
In
stuff.
general.
we're
general.
just sitting on the surface right now.
We're leading with the easiest one to talk about.
This is the hardest one.
Well, yeah, I guess. Okay, yeah.
we're talking about the easiest one. This
is
was the hardest thing
I've
This
ever
is the
done.
most difficult decision I've ever made in my entire life.
So wait, do I have 5? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh my god, I did 6. Well,
Wow. Leah's always the only one that falls through.
I didn't know I did
I'm
6.
such a
can't-
nerd.
I just can't count.
Mister, I'll never break a rule.
I always break the rules.
Wow.
All right, my 5 and or 6. Emma Watson,
Yeah, it's a
Yes.
good one.
big surprise
From like Harry Potter or what?
Yeah, like what was your
from
moment?
life. No, not. It wasn't really Harry Potter. I think definitely once she. I don't know. Just
Her like presence outside of the
yeah,
franchise.
yeah. It wasn't like a Harry Potter thing.
You're not like love Hermione. You're like I love Emma Watson.
No, it's Emma Watson.
Got it.
It's absolutely Emma Watson. One that I've mentioned many times before, Zussy Beats. 100% am in love with her. I discovered her on Atlanta. If you've
Oh.
watched Atlanta. the
Oh
show.
yeah. I remember you mentioning that.
Yes. So ever since then, I have also mentioned Mercedes Vernado, who is a pro wrestler.
Okay, that's what I thought.
Who is, I just yeah. She's on the list. She's on the list. Florence Pugh,
Good one.
Man, she's not on my list.
Halsey. Mm-hmm. Big shocker. And then my extra one, which I didn't know was an extra one, but I can't count, is Carla Gugino or Gugino, however you say her last name. I don't know. Like the mom from Hill House and House of Usher.
Oh, yeah,
and like
yeah,
all
yeah,
those sort of
yeah.
things. I absolutely love her.
That is she the one from House of Usher that was the like
The woman.
the woman. Okay, that's what I
Yes,
thought. Spy
yes.
Kids mom.
Yes.
Oh yeah, yes.
Yes.
Yeah. But yeah. Love
I
her.
feel like I should get to add one more.
You
on.
can.
Yeah, please do
You
because
can.
I'm gonna add 3
You have
on.
And the
Yeah,
whole
she's gonna
time you
add
were
like 5.
talking, I was thinking of which one I was going to add on instead of listening to you
Wow, good. Good talking
because
points.
I already knew what you were
She
going to
was
say.
agreeing
for the
and
most
disagreeing
part.
because she was like, I'm not adding that one.
Yeah,
I
she's
will
like,
add this one.
that's not on my list. It's not on my list. It's not on my list.
No, I do love the Spy Kids mom. MILF for sure. I feel like we can all agree.
Absolutely.
But mine's Zoe Kravitz.
Oh yeah, that's a good one.
Okay,
That's
that's good.
a great one.
That's good. Okay. Well, there's my several. So, Brittany, what's your several?
Yeah. Okay, Zoe Deutsch. Anybody know who she is?
I feel like I do. She's in like blonde
Yeah, sometimes
or red.
most of the time.
Red, sometimes blonde, sometimes.
She always changes her hair color, but her mom is like a famous like comedic actress that does a lot of rom-coms and stuff. So when Zoe came onto the scene as a beautiful little nepo baby, she always picks like really weird, like kind of uncomfortable movies, even if they're like lighthearted on the surface. She's always kind of like a problem in the movie. So I love watching her on screen because she won't just do, for the most part, like a rom-com. She's got a lot
Yeah.
of like other interesting parts. She's beautiful. Peach PRC. She's a music artist.
I don't
Okay.
think I know who that is.
She dresses like a fairy on stage, literally.
Okay.
Like fairy wings and everything. She's
Wow.
beautiful. Matthew Lillard,
Fair.
Okay.
Robert Downey Jr.,
Okay.
Oh, yes.
Anya Taylor-Joy.
Yes.
Obviously, Matthew Lillard was Scream. Robert Downey Jr. was Iron Man.
Yes.
Anya Taylor-Joy, I don't know. I loved her in The Witch, but I don't know if that was. I think it was The Queen's Gambit that
I was
like
gonna say
drew me in.
I absolutely love The Queen's Gambit. If you haven't watched that freaking show,
Yeah, it's amazing.
Watch that freaking show.
I haven't.
Wow,
You would love it.
Yeah, you would.
Would I?
It's very in
Yeah.
the same realm of. It's not like scary. It's not
No,
horror.
psychological in general, not like
Yeah, no, but it has the same like aura as like the Hill House stuff, as far as like how it's filmed and like
Okay.
yeah,
the
but like it's
flashbacks.
Yeah, it's dark in a way, but like not in a way that's scary. It's more suspense sort of
Okay.
in a way. I feel like I'm not doing a great job at.
I thought it was just about somebody
describing
playing chess or something. I don't
You thought the
remember.
#1 show across the world for months was just,
I mean, it is. It's about chess, but
but it's about so much more.
yeah,
Okay.
it's a lot going into. And
I like that.
she's just phenomenal in it.
Love
Yeah,
that.
she is
She is
phenomenal in
great
it.
in everything.
I don't know what that show would have been without her.
You know, I feel the same. Her hair bothered me a lot in like the first season. And I remember just thinking, why did they do that? And then as it went on, I was like, okay,
Yeah,
now it's getting better.
yeah.
And I was like, okay,
Hair girl.
I can comment on that because of the fact that it was, I think, a wig.
It was.
So like at the beginning of the series, it was supposed to be like she was more disheveled and whatever. And then at the end of it, she like had her shit together and it like
Yes.
looked really nice. But I could not focus on some of the conversation because of the haircut
Her hair was crazy.
at the
Dang.
beginning. Yeah. So
Jake Gyllenhaal,
Mm-hmm.
duh. And literally anything he's ever been in, but probably Donnie Darko was like The Awakening. Samara Weaving,
Yes.
duh. The Babysitter is what really pulled me in there. And Maddie Healy. Sorry, world.
no, I agree with that one. I feel like everybody is gonna have like a controversial
Well,
one
here's-
thrown in there.
here's
'Cause
my
it's
thing
more
with
about
him.
like who you're attracted to, but not like doesn't mean that you want to
I'm not
go
like
to the ends
agreeing
of-
with every
the ends of the earth
action
with
he
him.
makes.
Yeah.
But for years and years and years, because I've been a fan of his band for a long time, he is in my dreams all the time. We're not always like as a couple, but it's almost like there's like an unspoken thing. Like I'll go to like the shows and he's just like my friend at the shows. Like he's been in my dreams for years. Even when like
Wow.
controversial stuff was happening and I was like, damn, am I supposed to like take a step back from this band and like what he's doing? And then he'd be in my dream, just be like, want to hang out? Like I swear, it's like not that I'm like, I want to dream about Maddie Healy. They're great dreams.
Am I?
But he's always in my dreams.
Even though I love the 1975, I feel like I missed what the like was it just him being him and people were like I think I missed
You
it.
may
there's
have
kind of
missed.
a
This is a
lot-
very podcast conversation,
Yeah,
but
it
I was gonna say
I-
there's a lot you can find out on the internet, and a lot of it is controversial, mostly because of the fact that some people see it as a really big deal. Some of people are going, "That's not a big deal," and brushing it off. It's all depending on how you take the information.
think
I've missed it somehow.
He said some sexist, racist stuff on a podcast that was
Really?
supposed to come off as a joke.
Oh, I
Okay.
don't know if I heard the same.
Yeah,
stuff
there's
then.
like a million things that really I could say, but that was like the catalyst of people then looking into like what he says at shows that he's supposed to be joking about, but then like people don't think he's joking and he's like pushing the like envelope. But mainly it was, I think the catalyst was the podcast stuff, and he said it about Ice Spice.
Okay.
And then he like apologized to her and she was like, it's cool, everything's fine. But once that happened, people started looking to like every word he's ever said and dissecting everything he's ever done and trying to paint him out to be this like horrible guy. He's not the best guy. He says some dumb shit.
I mean, yeah, he's like kind of weird.
realistically,
Yeah.
what guy doesn't say dumb shit?
exactly.
Not me.
Never me, then.
Nice. Yeah, you agree, bro. You fucking
That was
agree.
good, Leah.
That was really good. You've been practicing since we recorded that masculine episode. That was good. Brittany, you've been working on yours too. Let me hear it.
No.
Would you like to talk more about crushes though instead?
Yeah, we can do that.
Okay.
So are we gonna hit the rewind button and go back in time and talk about first crushes? Do we talk about our types? Do we talk what are we doing?
I think
Those
go
are our
first.
bullet points. Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, I think I say first crushes.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right.
So my first crush, I feel like as a little girl, I probably had plenty of crushes. I don't know which one came first. There were like, boys that were like friends of the family that I definitely like had crushes on just because they were boys that were around, I guess, probably. And I was like, oh.
And as a little girl, lots of little boys were cute, like cute little boys.
Yeah.
You grow up and like men don't take care of themselves or they don't find their style and
Yeah.
they get like a little funky. But like when you're a little girl,
Well,
little boys are
And
just
they
cute.
don't have the silliness.
Yeah,
The same.
they
You
lose
know what I
that.
mean? They lose a little bit of the silliness, I think. But when you're a kid and they're a kid and you're just like, oh, we're having so much fun.
Yeah.
But also I feel like when you're a little kid, at least as a girl, people romanticize like, oh, like being a bride one day, and like girls like, there's like, I think a meme somewhere where it's like little girls and it's like them like pretending to be a little bride, and it's like boys and they're like in the dirt basically,
Eating poop off the ground.
Yeah, pretty much.
So, but I do remember there was a boy in preschool that I had a crush on, and that was my first kiss.
What?
Do you remember his name?
Jacob. Yep. Because he was
okay.
my first
Jacob
kiss.
Gyllenhaal.
And during the whatever episode we talked about my first kiss on,
Probably like when we did our childhoods.
I don't remember which one, but we did talk about how then I like met him later in life, and like ran into him, and then you guys were like, "What?"
Oh my.
Me and Ross like, yeah.
So
You guys were like really into it and really stoked.
yeah, you guys, we had a whole talk about it.
You reacted like a lot.
Yeah, it was a thing. Go back and watch it, maybe. But yeah, there was a boy that I had a crush on. He had a crush back on me, and yeah, we shared a little smooch. Little smooch in the little fort
I
house
forgot
thing.
about that.
There was like a little, I don't know, I wouldn't call it a tree house. It was inside, but I think it was supposed to look like a tree house.
You got your first kiss in preschool?
Yeah.
Wow. Damn.
When was yours?
I don't know. High school, senior year, probably. I don't know. My first crush, though, as far as I can remember, I was in like maybe third or fourth grade. Maybe. There was a girl named Olivia.
I knew it.
You remember?
I remembered yours.
Thanks for remembering that. Yeah. That's pretty much it. There's no cool first kiss. There's no like, oh my gosh, we
Did
held
she
hands.
know?
No, I don't think she knew.
Was she like
Especially
in a
at that point in
passing
time.
class or?
No, I think
She
we
was
were
in
all in
your
the same
class, okay.
class. Yeah. But at that point in time, I'm this little boy eating turds off the ground. So as we've established,
As all boys do.
yes.
Yeah.
So there was no way that there was any sort of confidence as a young child to ever be like, I have a crush on you. No way would that happen.
Did
So,
she
yeah,
ever find
never
out
knew.
you had a crush?
And I don't think she ever found out.
Oh,
If
okay.
she happens to be somehow watching this,
Oh,
now
Olivia's
you know.
definitely watching this.
Now you
She's
know.
Like Ross from my fourth grade class. Oh yeah, I
You
keep up
started
with
a
his podcasts.
I listened to all 19 of them. Absolutely.
Oh my gosh.
So yeah, no special fun little cute story of getting a first kiss in preschool. I just had a secret crush, but I remember that being one of the first ones. And my old, not great stepmom bullied me about it when she found out.
Yeah, I remember that.
Yes.
I was
you
there.
remember his story.
It's the trauma that
Yeah.
came with it.
Yeah, you know.
Not my wholesome little, whatever.
No, that's too nice. That's too
Yeah.
nice to remember.
I did remember that yours was named Jacob. I do remember that.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, me too.
Shut your mouth.
Okay, Brittany,
Okay, so sorry.
would you like to talk about your first crush?
Yeah, thank you very much.
But
Thank
do
you for the
just
time.
Crush my feelings.
Speaking of crush.
Okay, I was also in preschool.
Leah's
And
preschool?
yeah.
yeah.
Oh my
And it was
we
Leah.
were all there.
And she doesn't remember, so how about that?
Wow.
But it was like a babysitter. It was like right before I started kindergarten. His name was Tommy. He had web toes. We've talked about him on this podcast
Oh, yeah,
before.
that's right. I remember
And-
Tommy with the web toes.
Yeah, Tommy
Wow.
with the web toes, and we kissed outside in one of those little plastic houses. It was a really quick smooch, and then we talked about this on a different episode, and I was like, I could not remember his last name, but I had to know what he was up to. Finally found him because one night I was just laying there, and like his last name just popped into my head, and he's gay. So
Wow.
Nice.
Good for him.
wow, nice, nice. I think he's married. He's very, very handsome. I was like, oh, he's super handsome, and he's gay.
Incredible.
And I think majority of, because there's so many like closet or people haven't figured it out, that's gonna happen like a lot where someone you've dated or kissed or something is gonna come out and be like, I feel like it's the same if we were to be with a girl right now and then all of the men that we've been with would be like, and she's gay.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Man, I can't believe mine's not a
You
cool
don't have
story.
a gay,
There's not.
gay
Oh,
I
kiss
definitely.
crush?
No, I
I
was
was gonna say I
saying the
definitely
first
had
kiss
like a
thing.
boyfriend that ended up is now gay.
Remember that, yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know if I have that or not. I'd have to think. But that's not what this episode is about.
True.
I'm just upset that I
You didn't turn anyone gay.
look like a nerd over here.
Because you weren't kissing anyone
Because
at
I wasn't
8 years old.
kissing anyone.
No,
At
that makes
5
it more
years old.
special.
Yeah, I was 5.
Because I feel like little kid kisses are like more, I don't know, common. You know what I mean? It's
Yeah.
just like
I don't even
it's
remember
not
what
like
my first kiss was. We've probably talked about that on a past episode, but I
you
don't.
don't remember your first kiss at all.
I don't think I do.
Wow, she's out there somewhere going.
What the fuck, Russ?
What? Russ, come on. I listen to all your podcasts, and this is what you do to
This
me?
is how you repay me.
You don't remember when we were in the little plastic
What if
house?
someone messages the group and is like, Ross, you don't remember me? And they could totally listen to this episode and do this to you now and be like,
And
yeah,
it's-
this class, this time.
I'm
and
like-
then you're forced to think that.
You guys text the group message. You're like, hey, why do we have a message request from Emma Watson in the Instagram? Right?
Anyway,
Yeah,
Guys, believe in me.
He's like, I didn't want to kiss anyone until I met her.
Yeah, duh. Obviously, I'm waiting for her. Emma
Wow,
Watson,
so
call me.
chivalrous.
yeah, so cute. How cute of you. Yeah.
Wow, huh? I wonder what thinking of Emma Watson, what type of girl does that mean? Like type? What?
British.
Do we want to talk about our
Leah's gonna tell you what your type is.
bringing
I'm
up the next
interested still
That's her
about Emma.
flavor.
I'm still interested about you having a crush on her because she's like a public figure, but she also doesn't do a lot in the public. So what
Which
is
is
like?
cool.
What reminds you to like think about her? Because she's like,
Her Instagram.
I mean,
follow
she
her.
is beautiful.
Agree.
That's
Of course.
that's enough of like seeing her for the first time, and I'm like, okay.
did
That's
you
all
watch
it
Beauty and the
takes.
Beast?
No.
So
No, I
you
didn't.
don't appreciate any of her work. She's just a pretty face to you.
I do like a lot of her stances in the actual world that she takes. She is very like, yes, I know what I like and what I dislike, and hey, here's things in the world that I'm going to call out and stand against and blah, blah, blah. So like, but I also do kind of like that she isn't all over the place all the time.
I guess she's not like an internet persona
Yeah,
or
she's kind of mysterious, and it's just like, oh, that's Emma Watson, which in a way kind of makes her seem like this very like strong figure too. Of like, she is very sure of herself and what she wants to do and all this sort of stuff, and she's not boasting about everything on the internet all the time, which I'm not saying is a bad thing, but it probably adds to this like fun like mystique. Yeah, she just seems super rad,
Agreed.
like just very very intelligent and hot, and
And hot.
and hot, of course, and hot.
All right, Leah, what's your type?
Oh, was that my type answer?
No. Yeah, Roger,
No,
you're done here.
but I'm going first because I'm in the middle.
That's true. You are in the middle.
I would say my type, and Nick would agree with me on this because he's said to me several times, he goes, I can walk into a room and I know exactly, like, if I looked around the whole room, like, who you would be potentially interested in. He could go, that person, that person, that person. Because I specifically like people that have brown eyes. Usually dark features in general. So usually dark hair. That's not like, I guess, a need, but it tends to be the direction that I go. I'm just thinking like long tan and handsome, sort of. Long tan and handsome.
Not tall, dark, and handsome. Long
tan and
You guys ever seen that SpongeBob?
SpongeBob.
Yes.
That's exactly what I thought of. Yes.
You know, like the cover on the magazine. Long
What is
tan
his
and
name
handsome.
when he's that like person in SpongeBob, right? Do they call him something else?
Oh, I don't remember.
Oh, I don't think.
I'll be thinking about that the rest of the day.
That wasn't when he was living like Larry, is it?
No, that's when he took Pearl to prom, right?
Yeah, he took Pearl to prom, and
Oh, okay.
he
Yeah.
decided to make himself long tan and handsome.
Mm-hmm.
But I feel like with girls, I also like darker features as well. As far as dark eyes, I think are just that's like the biggest thing I think for me is like brown eyes. But like Emma Watson, she could dye her hair blonde probably, and I'd still probably be like, yep, okay.
That's fair.
So I feel like with guys they have to have dark hair, but with girls I don't care what they have. I don't know. Is that enough of like a type?
Yeah, are
That's what
we
I'm trying
just
to
going
think
off
of.
of
Like, are we
like
going
physical?
specific-
Yeah.
That's what I'm trying to think of is I was like trying to formulate, all right, what's my answer going to be?
Pretty
And I'm
teeth.
like,
Pretty teeth. Nick's teeth are so pretty.
my shiny
He
teeth.
does have pretty
and
teeth.
Yeah.
What is that guy's name?
Chip
Chip
Skylark.
Skylark. You
Nick
like Chip
is Chip
Skylark?
Skylark.
Nick does gotta look like Chip
Skylark
Skylark.
has blue eyes.
Oh my god.
I'm pretty sure.
His shiny teeth that twinkle.
Yeah, I was too busy looking at his shiny teeth.
teeth. My shiny teeth that sparkle, bringing beauty to my face. Come on, guys.
Shiny teeth, shiny teeth.
I got
My shiny
nothing.
teeth and me. Shiny teeth, shiny teeth.
I actually forgot. I know that song exists, but I forgot how it went. So I was letting you take the reins.
This is the most podcast episode of this podcast we've ever done because we were just talking about so much random shit. But there somebody was playing some random workout playlist the other day at the gym that just had this amalgamation of stuff. And you know those like somebody will make like a big like upbeat playlist that just like goes from song to song and random things and all this sort of stuff. For some reason, someone's cover of Shiny Teeth
That's
was
awesome.
in this like workout playlist.
I feel like I know the band that made the cover of that song.
Oh
because-
no! I know a band that made a cover of that song. There's no fucking way they're on a Spotify gym playlist, and it didn't sound like them.
I just didn't know if it was just some random person.
Oh
like,
no! This was like a Spotify mega
like the
mix.
gym was playing
I
this?
thought you meant like
Yeah.
just somebody had connected their phone.
Oh no! This is like the gym playlist playing for everybody. Yeah, and no, because I know exactly what you're talking about, and yeah, there's no fucking way they've been playing.
Hopefully they don't listen to this podcast. Ross is like, oh fuck no, it wasn't their version of Shiny Teeth and Me.
I know Emma Watson listens to this, but not that local band.
But not people that are actually connected to us in some way, shape, or form.
I'm not trying to be a dickhead. I'm just saying that's not possible. There's no way this would be on there.
Okay.
But I do know what you're.
We're gonna get trashed now.
Yeah, damn.
There goes
Cancel,
our
honestly saying.
rating.
Darn.
1 star.
So aside from Shiny Teeth and me being on someone's playlist that would attract me to them, we talked about this before. I don't know. I would almost be interested in knowing what you guys think my type is because I don't really like.
I don't think about you liking girls.
That makes sense.
I don't think about you with people.
That absolutely
Even
makes
like
sense.
picturing you holding someone's hand makes me feel.
She's gonna hurl.
It's just weird to me.
Okay, yeah. We did do an entire sex episode that you can go listen to anytime in the
We did do
archives.
that.
Yep. Nope. That makes me uncomfortable.
It sounds like Leah has the ick.
Wow. Well then.
Stay tuned for season 3,
Yep. See if the ick things are back.
so we can talk more shit about Ross. I think I can't like make a judgment call because I know what like your previous like relationship partners have looked like, and they are all different for the most part.
That's kind of what I'm like. There's not like it's not like, oh, blondes, oh, brunettes, oh, this, that. Like, I don't.
I would say good teeth.
Okay.
They all have good teeth. We always get into an episode where I just start talking about like anyone you've dated as a collective, and then I don't want to be doing that because I know them all.
You do literally. You start to like say things like, oh, yeah, well, all your ex-girlfriends are, and then you're like, never mind. I don't want to say this
Yeah.
anymore. Never mind.
Right
yeah.
when I'm about to give out their social security numbers or something.
Yeah, I don't know. There's not I don't know if I could even narrow down for you.
I know for a fact though that you have a type like mentally.
Yeah.
What does that mean?
Like you like people that are confident.
Yeah, and like driven and got some shit going on.
Okay. Yes.
Creative.
Yes, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Yes.
Creative in a way. I feel like I don't think you could be with somebody that wasn't creative in some way because I don't think that you would connect with them fully.
Yeah, I guess when you say that, that makes me think like more. I would lean more to your confidence thing of like wanting to do something with their life. It doesn't have to be like creative of like, oh, I'm a painter or I'm starting a business or something, but like creative thinking in the way that they want to achieve something. I think that is an accurate description of if someone was just like hanging out, like I don't know, I was gonna make an example of like, oh, if they had this job, but then I'm like, well, then I'm kind of being rude to people who have those jobs. But just, if they were just doing some regular stuff with no larger ambitions, I guess is the way that I could say it nicely. Then so yes, there's usually something where I'm like, oh, there's some confidence here of what they want to do, who they want to be, or yes, they're involved in some sort of creative endeavor or something more than just, I go to work, I hate my job, I come home, can we hang out? There's a little more going on there. Yeah. So yeah, that's probably another. Otherwise, yeah, just be
a girl
who I'm not related to and who is alive. So that's
so you heard it here first, folks.
Pretty much all you got to do for me to be interested.
Okay, my type for boys, I feel like I don't know. I feel like I like skinny dead boys, like dead behind the eyes boys.
Yep.
Yep. I do like lighter color eyes on boys, but for girls, I love dark eyes and dark features and like a little bit darker skin, like the doe-eyed girls.
Yeah.
Me looking at like the doe-eyed girls. And that's really it. I feel like a lot of my like exes look very similar or were into similar things, and that didn't work for a lot of, there was a lot of trial and tribulation there. But I think that more so, I feel like I didn't ever like really consider like blonde boys, but I think Zach is like one of the most handsome people I've ever met. But it's like how sweet he is. It's like
he's got like a sensitive nature
he does,
about him,
and he's very personable, and yeah. Zach's my type, apparently.
Thank goodness.
You'd think.
Yeah.
You'd think.
Thank goodness we for sure established that.
Oh, and I love redheaded girls, like natural redheads. All of them, every
Fair.
single one.
Very fair.
Yeah.
What's a skinny dead boy? Is that like an
Skinny
emo
dead
guy?
boy, yeah, kinda, but
like
like
a Tim Burton character.
Yeah.
Sort of.
Yeah.
There's something like I don't like I'm not attracted to like athletic guys or like a lot of facial hair or you just kind of have to be like, I like babyface. I love babyface.
Like a Maddie Healy
Yeah.
type. Okay, yeah. That makes sense.
Maddie Healy.
Skinny, pale, about dead, tattoos.
Yep.
Like that.
See,
Yes. Okay.
It's funny because
needs to eat a meal.
Yes, that makes sense. But we'll smoke a cigarette instead.
Something.
But yeah, we'll just take
like
a
when
cig
you're
instead.
cuddling, it feels like you're laying on a pile of remotes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like they're like lay on my chest and it's like my ear hurts though.
You lay
That
down and
kind. Yes.
You're like, I'm in pain, but it's a good pain.
That's so good.
It's worth it.
That's actually incredible.
Yeah. A pile of remotes. It's really accurate. I have my own pile of remotes at home.
So good. Wow, look at this bag of remotes. We should grab it. We have a bag of remotes at home. That's so good. I don't know if I would ever want to be described. Yeah, I hung out with Ross a couple times. Yeah, cuddling him was like a bag of remotes. I don't know if I like
Well,
that or not.
it was a pile of remotes.
Pile of remotes, sorry. Not
Yeah,
a
not
bag
a bag.
of remotes.
A bag would be so uncomfortable.
Wow, guys. Well, what if you cuddled with somebody and they felt like a bag of remotes and you didn't like that? That's a segue to our next bullet point. What would that be called, guys? Someone take it.
X.
Did I not just whisper that? Just said okay.
Let's talk about when you had a crush on somebody and then it turned out to be very incorrect.
Yeah.
And obviously, we don't have to name names unless we're going to.
No.
If you want the
That's on the
names
Patreon.
of everyone who has, given us the ick in the past, subscribe to the Patreon. Tier 37, it is $20,000. So, let's talk about, are you okay?
I needed to swallow that before you said anything else funny.
You think I'm funny?
No.
Okay.
It was a preemptive swallow just in case you decided to be.
In case that was your moment. You decided to come out of nowhere and
in case
just
things
be
finally
funny.
changed after all this time and you actually said something funny. I was real worried for a second. Let's talk about the ick. Leah, ever felt the ick before?
I feel the ick all the time. Constantly just ick, It's
Good.
everywhere around me.
My icky teeth and me.
As someone with OCD, I just have ick with pretty much everything all the time. But with people specifically, there's definitely been people where I had a crush on them. Okay, this is like, I feel like my primary example just because it's what comes to mind first. But there was a guy, we were vibing. It was like just a really good connection. We had really good hangs and all of that stuff. And I was like, wow, this is like really great. And then we kissed and it was so bad that I literally like in that moment was like, nope.
Wow.
It was like
that's like my same.
Yeah, all strings just like untied, and it was like, nope, yep, this is not going anywhere. And I don't know if I would call that the ick though. Like people can work on you can practice kissing and stuff, but also I guess like it could be something like, oh, you could brush your teeth, like if somebody had bad breath, I guess. But
You get one shot, one opportunity.
Do not miss your
Me
chance.
and white rappers. This.
There's a lot of skinny dead boys as white rappers.
Not
so.
that. Young Eminem was a cutie pie, but
true.
pretty much
Mini M&Ms.
mini Eminem. Yeah.
many Eminem.
Okay, guys are giving me the ick.
Oh damn! What us right
What
now?
about you guys? So what's something like? Have you guys had a specific experience, or is there something specific that you can think of that like will deter you?
Something that comes to mind for me is the wild difference sometimes of connecting with somebody. And when I say this is going to sound obvious, but there is something more to it of like when you can be connecting with somebody really well over text and have like such a fun conversation, but then in person you're like, who was I talking to?
Like our group chat.
Like our group chat.
Yeah, I get here and I'm like,
You're like, why am I doing a podcast? with
Russ
these
locked us
people?
in this room.
Yeah, the door's shut. But that has surprised me a couple times where it's like in text, I kind of forget how easy it is to just be very expressive. Like someone can be like,
You can really think about what you're gonna say. You can sit there
Very
and like
curated.
Yeah.
yeah. And so there's been a couple instances where like through text, I'm like, whoa, like this is really fun to talk to this girl. And wow, she seems so, I don't know, energetic and thoughtful and funny and all these sort of things. And then you hang out and I'm like, oh,
Where'd she go?
what happened?
Where did you come from? Where did you go?
Where did you come from?
What's her name?
Her name was Cotton Eye Jill.
I know, Jill.
Yeah. So, but yeah, there's been a couple of those times where it's just like as soon as you start, you hang out. And for me, I think most of the times when I have felt actual ick where I instantly am like, I shouldn't have done this and I don't want it to go further, usually comes from like attitude or demeanor.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
like if they're just, they seem kind of, I don't know, rude and kind of just like, you know, when you start to hang out with somebody and like, I don't know, you spend the time with somebody hanging out and they're like just talking shit on everything and everybody and their life sucks and all this sort of stuff. I'm like, oh, all right, that's a weird attitude. That is enough to give me the ick, whether you're attractive, whether we, you know, whatever, however long we've been flirting, it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
I feel like, yeah, like attitude and, I don't know, just how they seem to look at things in life actually plays a big part for me where I'm like, oh, man, it seems like you're very
But does it give
immature
you the
about
ick?
I think
Like you got to step fully back and be like, I'm removing myself.
yes, I there have been a couple times where flirting with a girl, we're making plans to hang out, it seems super fun, super cool, blah blah blah, we hang out and my interest in even like hooking up or anything is gone, and I'm like, oh, I don't want this to go any further at all because of just how this feels.
I feel like a really good universal example of that people can probably relate to is like, for me at least, when you see the way that people treat like people that work in the service industry or the way that they treat animals or something like that. It's like if you're on a date with somebody and it's your first time actually hanging out and they're like super rude to like your server or something, then that's like a really quick kind of just
easy
like,
red flag.
well, no. And I feel like what you're saying is kind of like grand picture, like, you know what I mean? Like in the grand scheme of things, it's like that, but like in a different.
Well, I think it's
like,
less of
vein
like
of that.
how they actively interact with somebody, but how they just speak about things. You know what I mean? Like if they speak almost in a Like if what they're talking about, like if we're talking
It's like pessimism.
yes,
Okay.
yes, pessimistic would be like yes, like that sort of thing where it's like if we're talking like yeah, my job sucks and work sucks and my friend is annoying and blah blah blah, I'm gonna be like, man, I don't know what we can talk about now because what am I supposed to say to all of that? Like, damn, that sucks. Want to go lay in my bed now?
Yeah, no,
Like
I get that, and it's okay to have like a bad day. Like if you have a day,
For
where
Yeah,
you're
well,
sure.
it's definitely
that
different
way.
if you're like in the relationship with the person and like your job is to then go, that sucks. Do you what can we do to make your day better?
Exactly.
Yes.
Versus
And
like
there's-
I don't even know you.
And
yet.
there's such a clearly easy difference to know, like, is this person just like needing to vent, or can I tell that this is just how they kind of look and
This
experience
is just
everything?
your outlook on life, sort of.
Yes,
Yeah.
that usually is a big.
Well, because if you
ick
think
factor
about,
for me.
this is a person that I'm considering bringing into my life in a big way, and then it's like, am I also bringing this energy into my life in a big way?
Yes, because there's a difference in having a bad day and needing to support somebody for that. But
Yeah.
if every day is a bad day for you, that's something different.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's not a like. There's no support that I could give you. There's no like. I could just sit there and be like, "Damn, that sucks." Like you're angry again, or something. You know what
Yeah.
I mean? Like, so yeah, I feel like the pessimism, the attitude, the outlook on life, all that sort of stuff is usually a big sort of driver for me. Where again, I will fully admit, even if I was hanging out with a girl strictly with the interest of like, yeah, this is probably just we're just gonna hook up and that's it. There have been times where I've been like, oh man, like I got a headache, I can't do this anymore. Like just
I
to
can't do
get
this anymore.
to get out of even the hookup.
Which is
because
good
I'm
though,
just
because like you shouldn't do something you don't want to do, and if
No,
someone's
and
giving
I'm-
you the ick, you very much don't want to touch them.
yeah, that's maybe, and this is again we talked about this in a whole other episode, but maybe an unmanly part of me, quote unquote, because I'm not worried about
But
just
but if it's true ick, then you genuinely
Yes.
it surpasses.
yeah, the physical hookup
Yeah.
part is unimportant to me. It's not that in like no.
Well, because ick is a physical feeling for me.
It is for me
It's
too.
very much something where I'm just like, nope. That is like every fiber of my being is against whatever the hell.
It's like
is
putting two
happening right
magnets
there.
together.
yeah.
Yes.
Yep.
Mine is very similar to Leah's. I went out with a boy a couple times, and we never held hands. We never like kissed or anything. And he was really shy, and I was also very shy. It was like before I was 18. And then we kissed, and I remember just thinking like, I felt like he had never like been with anyone or talked to a girl ever, and I was like, I don't want the responsibility of like being how you figure this out, because I am got the ick from immediately anything. And I just remember like how strong the ick felt, because then he asked me to like be his girlfriend after like some weird stuff too. But I'm the type that if someone were to ask me to my face to be their girlfriend, and the assumption that we had gotten that far, I feel like I'd have a really hard time saying no. I have a horrible time. I will lie to anyone's face if not to hurt their feelings.
Yeah.
And I had such bad ick that I was like, no, and also I have to leave your house right now because I don't know what's going on. That we
Yeah.
are on such
Yeah.
different pages.
Yeah.
Wow,
I
okay.
had a similar experience with the guy that I had a bad kiss with, because this is like when social media was like pretty new on phones. And so I kept getting this like phantom friend request on Facebook. Couldn't figure out why it wouldn't show up. Couldn't figure out who was sending me a friend request, anything like that. And then I finally got on a computer, and relationship requests used to come through your friend requests like section.
Oh.
And he had sent me a relationship request on Facebook without ever having asked me.
Ew.
What?
But like
Icky.
we had been hanging out and everything. But
Okay.
it was like after the kiss happened, I remember being like, "Hey, really sorry, I never like addressed this. I just now saw it." But like I just, and I even said, I was like, I felt like I was kissing my brother when we had like our moment, and it just everything kind of felt a little off. I was honest, but he was just kind of like, oh, okay, I see how it is, type of thing. And I was like,
That's really weird.
It's really
My
tough to
bad.
like have to explain that to someone, especially when I don't know if you were being nice and like not making it like decently apparent. I pretty much like cut this guy off because I was just so like overwhelmed by the like the ick essentially that
Yeah.
I had to be like,
I knew that like I still had a connection with him as like a friend, and that I still was like, I hope good things for him, and all of that stuff, of course. But I definitely was like, this is not somebody I could have like a romantic relationship with. And I made that very clear, not like immediately upon the kiss, because I was kind of like, maybe it was just nerves, maybe whatever. And then I think he like kissed me goodbye that night because I was like, okay, well, let's try this again. And it was still just like not the thing. And I was like, yep, nope.
And there's like,
Yeah.
I feel like that happens very few and far between. Like normally if you get to that position with someone, you want to be in that position.
Yes.
And so when it happens, it's so jarring.
Yeah.
Like, what have I done?
And then of course I'm sitting there thinking I'm a horrible person and I feel so awful because then I feel like I've led this person on and I'm like, oh no, now I have the ick and I have to skedaddle out of here
Yeah.
without hurting anybody's feelings because 10 seconds ago, if he had been like, I'm out, like before all of this happened, I would have been crushed and before this ick came about me. You know what
Yeah.
I mean? So like, I
Yeah.
don't know.
I would love to know what the like scientific like explanation for the ick is.
And can we bring it on? Like, could you give somebody the ick to get them to stop smoking? You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah,
could
can we create that like
can we
feeling in
control
people?
the ick? Because if I could think about certain foods the way that I think about eggs in the morning sometimes, I would eat so healthy.
So I
would be
Interesting.
I would be
Not
so
it,
fit.
guys.
Did you?
Yeah, I don't know where it went.
Oh, it's all over the recorder. Looks like we might have to wrap this episode up.
That was icky too.
Is there anything else we want to any
We didn't throw any random names out this
Yeah,
entire
you guys
time.
were
I've
like,
actually
I'm
We
gonna
just
be
been-
started
thinking
talking
of
shit
somebody-
about everything, and
I know.
it went downhill
Oh boy.
in the best way.
Yeah. It's always a good downhill.
It's fine when we're doing the last two episodes. I'll just start randomly.
Yelling
Yeah.
Yeah, you'll
names
know-
of celebrities.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You'll definitely see in succession how these episodes were recorded,
Yep.
the last few in the season here. Because it's like, hey, why in the last episode of season 2 was Brittany and Leah just yelling random celebrity names all the time? That was the crushes. There was
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
a couple hours away from the
It'll
crush
be
episode.
more of those inside jokes that people don't understand.
Yeah. Well, if you do want to understand more of our inside jokes, you can always just follow us at Honestly Same Pod, and then you could start to learn these inside jokes. You would start to know what we're talking about. You wouldn't actually, because actually they all
No.
happen in person. So,
Yeah.
but still follow us at Honestly Same Pod. Any last minute pleas to celebrities to notice you?
All of them.
All of the last
if
minute
anyone
please.
is watching this, please send this message directly to Winona Ryder. Promptly, make haste. No, I think we covered everything.
Yeah, I'm just good with Maddie Healy in my dreams, I guess.
I cannot
Can I
believe
be
that you
there?
hang out with
It's
Maddie Healy
so for
in
real,
your dream all
like
the time.
all the time, for years and years.
That's
and years.
something we should have talked about. Dream crushes, like when you
Oh,
have you
dream crush
experienced
hangovers.
when
When you're
you-
in love,
yes.
when you wake up in love with somebody.
Dude,
And then you wake
there's-
up next to Nick and you're like, "Ugh,
I know
You're
when
not Maddie
I know
Healy.
whenever I do that, I'm like, Nick.
Another one an intense one, and actually I would have put him on my list after I had this dream was Joe Keery. That was a good dream.
Oh, see, I don't remember any particular ones, but I
man.
do remember the feelings. Like it's hard to get past a dream crush for like at least a day after.
I
Like
had
sometimes
one
it's longer lasting, but like
About Josh Dunn, who I'm not attracted to. Don't give a shit about 21 Pilots, and I was in love with him for a good week after that.
yeah, it's hard. Like the
Yeah.
dream is like so real,
Yeah.
and at least I don't know like what happens all the time in everybody's dreams, but like in mine, they're very like normal. It's
Yeah.
not like hot and spicy
No,
hookup
it's already
session, and then I'm
like,
like, whoa,
your
that was hot.
relationship or whatever this is already established,
It's
and you're
already
just doing like
happened.
lovely things.
Yes,
it's
you're
all
just
airy.
living
it's almost
life
like,
with this
oh,
person.
Yes.
we've already established that I like you, you like me, and we're together. This
100%.
is just this is the aftermath.
And
This
that's
is the
why
happily ever after.
The
that's
Maddie
happening.
Healy thing is weird because it's reoccurring. I never
Yeah.
asked for that. Would I ask for that? Yes, but I didn't ask for it, and it just constantly just builds.
See, what's
Yes.
fun about these dream crushes and all this sort of stuff is if you believe the idea that other dimensions exist and our consciousness connects to other dimension versions of us and we see other glimpses of other lives, there is another dimension where you're with Maddie Healy.
That's fair, and I can live with that. I guess I'll live with that, guys.
I guess
I
I'll
guess
accept
I'll have to
that
accept
somewhere
suppose.
in another dimension, I am happily married
Try
to
to
this
think
other
about
person.
me before you go to bed, so I can be there.
Okay, good idea. I will.
because I
She
want
wants to meet
I
you.
want
I'll scroll your Instagram while I'm listening to them and just see what
It'll
happens.
all just like come together perfectly.
Just in a dream, Leah walks up, hey, I made it. Like, nice, it worked.
We can all meet in our dreams tonight, and we'll all go on a triple date.
Okay, lovely. Who you taking, Emma?
Who am I taking? Yeah, probably Emma or anybody else off my list, realistically, or any girl in the entire world.
Ross is truly not
realistically
picky.
could show up unless you give me the ick. So
True.
Yeah,
Then-
don't give him the ick.
don't give me the ick.
How could you?
Yeah, thank you, Leah. I appreciate that.
Oh, to all the listeners, they pay our bills.
They paid for
true.
our private jet.
That is true.
Yeah, I can't wait
are
to
we
get on
still
there.
are we still doing the whole private island trip thing? You guys haven't said anything about that in a while.
We're thinking about it. We're punching numbers.
Okay, I thought we had it planned, but I guess we can talk about that off.
Yeah,
off
that's a good idea.
Well, I guess Brittany, there's only one thing left to do before we give our listeners the ick.
But